Hello, everyone. I'm back with a new story. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some of the updates and changes. First off, I want to say thank you for the support of my last story. Got a few likes and a few views, and I am happy about it. And I'm hoping to grow and continue to tell stories because that's what I enjoy doing right now. I changed the name of this channel to Night Owl Tales, mainly because the other name was kind of taken and it seemed very, very common. So that's what I did. The stories I'm hoping to bust out at least once a week, or at least every few days or so. This week has been kind of a busy week for me. It was a break, never really had time, but I did have time to write my stories. It also takes me time to write my stories. I type it out. First, I start off with my idea, type it out, and get going on that for my rough draft. Then I copy it and paste it into ChatGPT to edit for me. And then I go back and then I add stuff to it that I think should be added, or take stuff out and go from there. So where I'm at now is I got one story, maybe two, almost done. So we'll go from there. The other thing is, why I've been busy, is I'm bringing back my gaming channel, Luminous Volps. It'll be in the description down below. It is a gaming channel. I used to be on it all the time, posting content and live streaming. I don't have time to live stream anymore, so I am going to be taking when I have time, just going to sit down and start playing games again and beat games that I've been wanting to beat, that I own. You know, the Steam list. Everyone has that Steam list. The next thing I want to talk about is the other channel that I've been working on. It's called Fur Friends of Selah. It's a nonprofit dog rescue. A lot of that is going to be vlogs. Once a week, there's going to be a new video, new vlog, and a lot of shorts and TikToks and random little videos about the dogs. In Washington State, we have an epidemic of strays and people abandoning their dogs. And so our job is to take them in and try to find them forever homes. Links to that page will, to that channel and their TikTok will also be in the link down below. And on top of that, our website will also be in the link down below for that. Till then, shall we get to our story? Finally. The Vanishing Hours by Night Owl Tales. Time has always been an interesting subject. Every day we walk through life unaware of how much time we truly have left. As humans, we cannot go back once an hour has passed. There is no rewinding time. When our timeline ends, that is simply it. We grow old, our bodies begin to slow, we get sick more easily. The aches and pains increase. We cannot stop it, nor can we ignore it. We move through life one step at a time. As the world around us changes, buildings, music, even the people we love, all of us live by the same clock. We all start at different times. We all stop at different times, and yet we all lead to the same place. Our story begins with Emily Henderson in 1996 inside a small antique shop in the quiet town of Whispering Pines. She was searching for the perfect gift for her husband, Bobby Henderson. Emily stood about 5'4", with long brown hair and bright blue eyes. She looked to be around 32 and wore a cheerful yellow shirt that contrasted with a dim and dusty shop. The antique store occupied a small building no larger than a medium-sized room. Shelves were packed tight, and objects hung from every available space. old books, saddles, clothes, vintage movies, and televisions, worn tools, rings, and other pieces of jewelry. Emily wandered over to the jewelry case, where a strange pocket watch caught her eye. Behind the counter stood the shop owner, a man about 5'8", with a rugged, weathered appearance. That unsettled Emily was that just the week before, he had looked no older than 19. Now he appeared ancient. "How much is the pocket watch?" Emily asked, pointing through the glass. The old man reached down and pulled it from the case. "It's been here a long time," he said, in a cold, sickly tone. "I'll sell it to you for $50. Emily hesitated. "May I see it?" The man handed her the watch. It felt heavier than she expected. Strange symbols were etched into its surface, the metal looking like a mix of gold and something unfamiliar when she opened it. The hands moved unnaturally, ticking forward, then backward, as if time itself couldn't decide what direction to go. Despite how unsettling it was, Emily felt oddly connected to it, comforted, and even a little warm. She closed the watch and handed it back. "I'll take it," she said. "And could you wrap it, please? It's a gift for my husband." The man says nothing. He placed the watch into a box and wrapped it in light blue paper and rang it up at the register. "That'll be $50, he muttered. Emily handed him the bill. As he passed the box back to her, his grip tightened suddenly around her arm, pulling her close. Her heart raced. He leaned in and whispered, "You have the curse now." Emily yanked her arm free, rushed out of the shop, her thoughts spiraling. That was creepy, she thought. She waited in her car for a few minutes, trying to calm down, until eventually she headed home. At home, Emily set the gift aside and began preparing dinner. Nothing fancy, just chicken parmesan with a salad. She wanted to make Bobby's favorite meal, even though she wasn't the best cook and Bobby usually handled it himself. She paused, thinking, he prefers steak medium rare. Maybe baked potatoes too? By the time Bobby came home, the kitchen smelled warm and inviting. He kissed Emily on the cheek and smiled. "Wow, this looks amazing, dear," he said. "What's the special occasion?" Emily smiled. "How did you forget your own birthday?" Bobby laughed, hugging her tightly. "I've been so busy with work, it slipped my mind." They ate together, laughing, talking, unaware of what was coming. After dinner, Emily handed Bobby a small wrapped box. He opened it slowly, revealing the antique pocket watch. His face lit up. "I love it," he said, "and I love you. Thank you so much." Later that night, Emily woke up with an uneasy feeling. She slipped into the bathroom and stared at the mirror. White hair, wrinkles, her breath caught. Bobby stepped in behind her and froze. What happened to you?" he stuttered. Emily turned, her voice trembling. No, what happened to you?" They looked back at the mirror together. Both had aged decades overnight. They held each other in silence for hours before Bobby finally spoke. "We need to go to the hospital." When they arrived, the doctors didn't believe them. Dr. Harris stared at their paperwork, baffled. "You're telling me you're both in your 30s, he said, "but you woke up looking like you're in your 80s. "It's the truth," Emily pleaded. The doctor shook his head, opened the door. "You should leave before I call the police." Defeated, they returned to their car. "I don't blame him, Emily." "I don't blame him," Emily said quietly. "It doesn't make sense." "We'll figure it out," Bobby replied, squeezing her hand. A sudden knock on the window startled them. A man stood outside, his hair snow white and filthy, clothes tattered. He smiled with broken teeth. "I hear you have an aging problem," he said. "My name is Russ. You're cursed," Russ said, clicking his tongue. "By the pocket watch, if you want it gone, you must return it to where it came from," making more clicking noises with his tongue. And just like that, he vanished. Back at the antique shop, a young man stood behind the counter. "There's never been an old man here," he said, after Emily asked him what happened to the other guy. When Emily placed the pocket watch on the counter, the young man recoiled. "That watch is cursed," he admitted. To survive, you must pass it to someone else." Reluctantly, they did. They found someone, and they gave it to someone random. That night, they woke up young again. Watch worked. Giving it to someone else worked. But later on, in the kitchen, the watch was there, and it started ticking loudly. Beneath it lay a piece of paper saying, "Giving it away doesn't end the curse." Emily and Bobby clutched each other, finally understanding some things like time cannot be escaped. And that is the end of this story. It's another part of Whispering Pines. I do hope you enjoyed it. I really love working on my own little horror story for Whispering Pines. And my biggest inspiration is just horror, cosmic horror, and just horror in general. And so I love that. And I hope that you enjoyed your coffee. Oh, so good. And you enjoyed this story as well. And I hope that you will enjoy my next story. My next story, I'm not sure, so don't hold me to it, but it might be more of a fantasy story instead of Whispering Pines one, because I have other stories I want to tell. But if you enjoyed it, please like it. Please subscribe, comment, and if you want, give me a story to read. If you want me to read a story, I would love to do that. And I will definitely be working on others. Until next time, everyone, take care. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Especially if you want to know what happens next in Whispering Pines. Because maybe there's a detective there. Detective Terry Jones. Until next time, everyone, take care.